Welcome back. All right, so here's a Hall of Fame career that I have not done as of yet. So today I'm going to take care of that, and that's Bernie Parent, one of the best goaltenders in the history of the game, whose career sadly was cut short. And we'll get there when we get there. His career preceded the draft, so we don't have to talk about him being undrafted because nobody was drafted back in the mid 60s. 65-66 as property of the Boston Bruins. He makes his debut. 39 games. That's fourth amongst NHL goaltenders. 12 wins. That's sixth amongst NHL goaltenders. 20 losses and 3 ties. 898 save percentage. That's seventh overall in the NHL. And his one shutout is seventh overall in the NHL, as there's not a whole ton of goaltenders at that point. You're in the original six era. 66-67. He only plays 18 games for the Boston Bruins. 4-12-2 record. 891 save percentage. No shutouts. And of course, in the original six era, you got some pretty darn good goaltenders that do not have jobs in the National Hockey League because there's only 6 teams. So June the 6th, the Philadelphia Flyers pick up Bernie Parent in the expansion draft. Smart move by Philadelphia. Philadelphia, decent start to things in 67-68. Parent plays 38 games. Record of 15-17-5. His 926 save percentage is fourth overall. While Philadelphia's not a great team, Bernie Parent's fantastic. His 4 shutouts, that's seventh overall. In the playoffs, 5 games, a record of 2-3, 963 save percentage, no shutouts. 68-69, he plays 58 games that season. That's fifth overall in the NHL. His 17 wins is 10th overall. 23 losses and 16 ties. 925 save percentage, that's third overall. So again, even though he's playing behind a team that's not very good, his save percentage is excellent. He does have a shutout. I think that if the Vezina Trophy had been decided by voting rather than by goals against average, Parent would have had more than one Vezina Trophy in his career. In the playoffs, 3 games, 3 losses, 872 save percentage. He did play in the All-Star game that year. 69-70, 62 games played. He's fifth in games that year. A record of 13, 29, and 20. Ouch. 920 save percentage, that's third overall. So remember, 3 shutouts, that's 8th overall. 3 of his 13 wins are via shutout. He has a 921 save percentage, even though he only won 13 of 62 games he appeared in that year. So, remarkable run. Now, 70-71, Philadelphia decides they're going to do something different. So Doug Favell is the backup in Philadelphia, but Philadelphia thinks Favell might be the better of the 2 goaltenders. I know. 30 games played with Philadelphia, a record of 9-12-6, 912 save percentage, 2 shutouts. And on February the 1st, he is traded to the Toronto Maple Leafs. He is traded with a 1971 second-round pick, which Toronto uses to draft Rick Kehoe, in exchange for a 1971 first, Bruce Gamble, and Mike Walton going the other way. So the Toronto Maple Leafs pick him up. He plays 18 more games with Toronto. The 48 combined games put him 5th overall there. 7 wins, 7 losses, 3 ties with Toronto. His save percentage gets a little better, 916. Toronto a bit better at this point than Philadelphia. So his 2 shutouts combined between Philadelphia and Toronto are 9th overall on the list. In the playoffs, he plays 4 games for Toronto, a 2-2 record, 923 save percentage, no shutouts. 71-72, plays 47 games for the Leafs. That is 7th overall. 17-18-9 record, 915 save percentage. That's 8th overall. And his 3 shutouts put him 7th in the National Hockey League. In the playoffs, 4 games, a record of 1-3, 912 save percentage, no shutouts. So he's playing with Jacques Plante. Now that's something that's noteworthy because Jacques Plante was his hero growing up. And so playing with his hero growing up, and his mask was kind of modeled after the Jacques Plante mask as well. So things are going well. But Harold Ballard. So as his contracts come to an end in 72, Bernie Parent is fielding offers from places including the World Hockey Association. The fact that he's taking offers from the World Hockey Association, Harold Ballard kind of mocks him for it and mocks the WHA. They're never going to get off the ground. Nothing's going to happen there. That's a stupid move. So Bernie Parent, being mocked by the owner of the Toronto Maple Leafs, Harold Ballard, decides, all right, I'm going to sign in the WHA. And he does. He signs for the Philadelphia Blazers. So he's back in Philadelphia, but with the Blazers, who only spend 1 season in Philadelphia. I mean, they make it count. They have Bernie Parent there. He plays 63 games with the Blazers. That's 2nd overall in the WHA that year. His 33 wins leads the league, 28 losses. Nothing in the third column for him. .886 save percentage. His 2 shutouts was 4th in the WHA that year. He only played 1 playoff game, did not have a record of note, and a .929 save percentage. He did make the 2nd All-Star team for the WHA. So after a year in the WHA, he wants to come back to the NHL. He does not want to return to the Toronto Maple Leafs because, well, Harold Ballard's there, and he doesn't want to play for Harold Ballard. So it's another example of a player that has a fantastic resume who just doesn't last in Toronto during that era, lined up with guys like Lanny McDonald and Darryl Sittler. So May 5th of 1973, he is traded back to the Philadelphia Flyers by the Toronto Maple Leafs with a 1973 second-round pick for a 1973 first-round pick and Doug Favell. So there's a swap there of goaltenders. Favell goes to the Toronto Maple Leafs. In Philadelphia, everything just lines up the second time. So the first time around, he's a really good goaltender on a bad team, but 73-74, it's the Broad Street Bullies. The Broad Street Bullies would be remembered simply as bullies, if not for Perrant in net. Perrant, the saying about him was, only the Lord saves more than Bernie Perrant. So fantastic run starts here. Plays 73 games for the Flyers. That's first overall in the NHL. His 47 wins sets an NHL record, and of course his first 13 losses and 12 ties. Remember, there's no overtime in 73-74. Those are 47 regulation wins. .932 save percentage, that's first overall, and he has 12 shutouts, which of course is first overall in the NHL. In the playoffs, 17 games, 12-5 record, .933 save percentage, 2 shutouts. He played in the All-Star game that year. He won the Conn Smythe Trophy. He won the Vezina. He wins the Stanley Cup. And he is a first-team All-Star in the NHL. So, not too shabby. 74-75. 68 games played. That's third overall. His 44 wins. Leads the league again. 14 losses and 9 ties. His .918 save percentage. Second overall. 12 shutouts again. That's first in the NHL. In the playoffs, 15 games, a record of 10-5. .924 save percentage, 4 shutouts. All-Star game, yes. Conn Smythe Trophy, sure, why not? Another one. The Vezina, yep. Stanley Cup, absolutely. First team All-Star, yes. So everything's going pretty well in Philadelphia, but 75-76, Bernie Perrant misses most of the season. I don't think it's a coincidence that this is where things for Philadelphia kind of turn a little bit. So he missed most of the season with a serious eye injury, and we'll be coming back to that. So he plays 11 games that year, record of 6-2-2, .907 save percentage, no shutouts. In the playoffs, 8 games, a 4-4 record, .892 save percentage. So clearly not playing at the same level that he had before the injury. 76-77, he plays 61 games that year. That's third overall. His 35 wins are second. 13 losses, 12 ties. His save percentage drops down to .899, but he has 5 shutouts, so that's third overall in the NHL. In the playoffs, 3 games, he loses all 3 and an .814 save percentage, so that's rough. Not great numbers from Perrant there, but 77-78, he plays 49 games, his 29 wins, that's fourth overall. 6 losses and 13 ties. His .912 save percentage, that's third, because we're getting into the era where goal scoring's going through the roof and it's hurting goaltenders' numbers. His 7 shutouts that year is first, so he was still shutting them out. In the playoffs, he plays 12 games, a record of 7-5, .892 save percentage, no shutouts. What we didn't know was he wouldn't appear in the playoffs again. 78-79, he plays 36 games, record is 16-12-7, .893 save percentage, that was 8th overall, and his 4 shutouts, that is 2nd overall in the National Hockey League. What happened that shortened that season was February of 1979. He takes a stick to the eye. So this is the thing with goalie masks back in the day. You could get a stick. Every now and then we see a guy with a stick lodged in a goaltender's mask, but it's not like it was back then. So it hurts his depth perception. Well, clearly you can't be a goaltender if you don't have that level of depth perception, right? So it does end his career. He had a hard time transitioning around to being a coach instead of a player. He struggled with alcoholism. He did go to AA. He did get himself straightened out. So in his career, he ends up playing 608 games. That's 51st amongst NHL goaltenders all time. His 271 wins is 55th all time. 198 losses, 119 ties. .915 save percentage, very respectable. His 54 shutouts is 24th all time. In the playoffs, He plays 71 games, a record of 38 and 33, 916 save percentage, and 6 shutouts. So consistent numbers between the regular season and the postseason. And again, he was one of the best goaltenders of his era. And if not for the eye injury in 79, I'd go further back. If not for the eye injury in 75, 76, he may have played into the mid 80s. He had that level of talent, and he was an excellent goaltender at his peak. So really strong numbers overall. He was named to the NHL's 100 greatest players before the 2017-2018 season, and rightfully so. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below regarding the career of Bernie Parent. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event you have not done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.